Yo, guys, this is just a quick live stream about, obviously the truth about Gran Turismo 7 and what a joke it is. I've not done a live stream in a while, so just let me check to see if the audio's working. Yo, guys, yeah, just verified that the sound's working. Yeah, not done a live stream with commentary for a while, so I'm just making a coffee here as well. Yeah, so as I said, this is just a quick live stream about, the truth about Gran Turismo 7. I did one, um, well, at the game's launch when they broke it, when the game was down for over 24 hours. And, that turned out to be a very popular live stream with, I think, about 10,000 people watched the first one. Then I went out to walk the dogs, came back in, and, either Sony ended the live stream or YouTube did, so then I started up another one, and that one got almost 15,000 views. So that was like 25,000 views in one day. And that was just explaining, what I'm about to just quickly highlight here about the joke that Gran Turismo, what it is. And, and the good thing about that live stream was, that was like 20,000 people in one day. And in 4 days, there was like 40,000 people because I did another, no, and actually there was 5 live streams because obviously I did 2 in the one day. The first one was cancelled when I was out walking the dogs. Came back in and it was ended. I didn't end that, they did. Yeah, so in 4 days, I did 5 live streams with around about 40,000 views in total over the 5 live streams. And the thing is, there wasn't one negative comment about, like there was no fanboys in there defending Gran Turismo. It's like, oh, what you're saying's wrong. What the chat's saying's wrong. Everybody was in 100% agreement. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but like, there was no bad comments about, just ludicrous comments about, what you're saying's wrong. This game's brilliant. Everybody was in agreement, and that actually triggered a snowball effect. And then if you go into Metacritic, that's where the people's voices are heard. Not the paid shills, not the paid fanboys. The bought and paid for big boys that you see out there. When you see the people's voice, it's like things I'm just going to highlight just now. The game was a bait and switch. That's where they they put a bait on a line, and then you go and buy the game, and then once you've bought the game, they go and make it pay to win, so that you have to, basically, if you want any sort of a life, if you don't want to put yourself into a meat grinder and grind your life away, to try to get the cars. You can just buy the cars. Like for example, here. Hold on. So you can see this top up in PlayStation Store. But if I click that, it'll probably take... That wasn't there when the game first came out. So that's called bait and switch. And then obviously the game just went even more tyrannical, and they became more of a dictatorship against the community and the gamers like myself. When the game first came out, there was a mini challenge, and you could do it in a couple of minutes. It's around the Goodwood race circuit. And that was the first fastest way to make money in the game. And what you would do was you would just do the mini circuit, and it would give you, like, I can't remember, 50, 60,000 credits, in a couple of minutes. And then somebody, because that's what us gamers do, like we find the fastest way. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll always find the fastest way to make money. In Gran Turismo, and in other games as well, because that's what we do. We make the game more manageable. Hold on, I'm just making a coffee here as well. So like when they took the, so it's actually, that's actually interconnected, that, it's intertwined. So when the game was first released, there was no pay to win like what you see in the screen here. Again, it's £16 for 20 million credits in the PlayStation Store. I don't know if that comes up in the live stream. I've not live streaming with commentary in months, so a bit rusty. Yeah, I don't think it comes up in the screen at all. But like I was clicking on the pay to win aspect of the game, where You can just buy. So in fact, I'll just show you. So this is one of the new cars, the 2024 GTR Premium Edition T-Spec. That probably stands for Tyranny Spec. Yeah, so this is another thing I want to touch on. So they've just given us a new GTR. So I don't know how many there is. Right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 GTRs in the game already. So there was no need to give us another GTR. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I like this 2024 edition, but I would prefer the Vauxhall Calibra Super Touring car, just in terms of Nissan, the Nissan R390 road car or Le Mans car. That's a huge game. That's a huge car for Gran Turismo, but it's not in this game. It's always been a fan favourite, that one car. What else? The Ford Escort RS Cosworth. Most of the people in the United Kingdom, because I think that's the only place you could buy that car. I can't even say the slang word for the car. It's the dogs, you know what, but that's how we refer to that car. Gran Turismo always had the Ford Escort RS Cosworth, and it's not in the game. The Ford Mustang 2000 SVT Cobra R, the first race produced, the first factory race car that was given to Ford on the road. That car. So in the old Gran Turismo games, they were some of my most driven cars was the Ford Escort RS Cosworth, the Vauxhall Calibra Super Touring car, and the Opel version of it as well. The Nissan R390 Road and Le Mans car. There's just the BMW M3 GTR E46. That's the old 2000. It's a 2003 model. So like there's so many incredible cars they could have given us, but they've given us a 10th car. We've already got 9 of these in the game. And as I said, don't get me wrong, this is cool. We have the latest model of this car, but as I said, I would prefer, and I would assume. I mean, like there's just some of my favourite cars that's not in the game. You guys watching will have your own favourite cars that you missed from the previous installments, and it gets worse from here, a lot worse. So the next car we have, I'm not even going to touch that one just now. Is an Evo 8. Now again, don't get me wrong, I like this car, but you can see we've already got the Evo. What one's that? That's the Evo 9, is it? Yeah, that's the Evo 9. So we've already got a variant of this car. So again, give us an old car. That like I know for a fact in the forums, people are shouting for the Calibra. They're shouting for the Escort Cosworth to come back. They're shouting for the BMW M3 GTR to come back. They're shouting for the Nissan R390 Road and Le Mans variant of that car to come back. Because I'm on those forums asking for them, and other people are agreeing with us, and other people are asking for those same cars as well. So they know that most people are crying out for these older cars, and it's good that this is a kind of an older car. Yes, this is just an off the cuff, quick live stream because I'm sure you can tell I'm not happy with this update and not happy with the game in general. There's lots of good aspects in the game, but there's also lots of bad aspects in the game. And the other thing about that first live stream I got, which is currently on about 15,000 views just now, that got copyrighted as well because I had the intro movie song playing, so it got copyrighted for that. So basically, I had to take it down. So like the live stream was too long for me to edit out that one song to keep it up there. So that's why you can't see that live stream on my channel, but I went from 30 subscribers to 330 subscribers with that one live stream, and I'm currently sitting on 442. So hopefully, like when you put truth or an honest opinion into YouTube, people are more likely to watch your video. So hopefully it's the same with this live stream. And you can put in the comment sections down below. I don't have my YouTube on just now. I'm just on the PlayStation. So if people are messaging in the live stream, I apologize. In the live stream, if people are messaging in the chat, in the live stream chat, I apologize. I'm not on YouTube just now. So you can just put comments down, for your favorite cars, and things about the game that you're not happy with, and also, obviously things that you are happy about the game with, because there's a lot of good aspects about the game as well. Obviously I do like this car, but we've already got its twin sister in the game. Yeah, so obviously, as I was saying, the big things about the game, it was a bait and switch game, and then it's called two steps forward and one step back. So like with my live stream and other live streams, we exposed them, for that bait and switch tactic with the pay to win aspect of the game. And what else happened there? There was yeah. So basically, they're like, oh, they did a big apology about the game. Well, in fact, there's actually another important thing about that. As I said, there was 10,000 in the first live stream, and then there was 14,000 in the second one, and I still have that in my channel. I can re-upload it at any time, but it's been copyrighted. So I don't want to strike on my channel, but I can put that back up there. And I have done for some people. I've showed them I've still got it. But in that live stream, I think it was a Sony insider, because everybody was like, what's wrong with the game? Why is it down, for over 24 hours? Everybody was like outraged about it. So what happened was somebody, I believe it was a Sony insider, and at some point, if I can figure out how to, I'll find a way to get that live stream back up and get the copyrighted intro movie song out of it. So I will have that up on my channel again, because that was, just a tremendous live stream. There was a guy in there, and I read out all the comments that that I could. There was actually so many comments I couldn't even read them all out, and that's another aspect as well. I know I'm going down rabbit holes here, but it's all interconnected. It's all related. There was 12,000 comments on that video, and only 5,800 of them were readable, because I've got a thing in my channel. I've got like a YouTube protection thing on, so if somebody tries to put some horrendous language into my channel, YouTube recognizes it. So the algorithm, the AI spots, ban stuff. So I have that protection on my channel, but some very clever people actually, get past that, and they put spaces in between the words, and they use numbers and stuff like that to get past it. So like even though I've got that protection on, some very clever people can actually get past the algorithm and the AI protection. It's on YouTube, and but yeah, so that goes to show so that's another thing to look at is, if over 12,600 comments, only 5,800 actually were YouTube allowed to be put on, because people were swearing. They weren't swearing like saying I was wrong or defending the game. They were literally just saying, this is, bleep bleep, and and I was trying to tell people, you can't put swears in. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but you can't say it in that context. You have to take the swears out. So a lot of those 5,800 comments were people say there were 6,000 comments, and there was like 6,800 comments banned, by the YouTube algorithm. Because in total it was 12,600 or something, and then but in actual comments it was like 5,800, and so if you say 6,000 comments were banned, um, and they retyped it, that would be the same people commenting. But that's another rabbit hole to go down. But it goes to show the education of people as well. Swearing is the lowest form of intelligence. They say you can't conduct yourself, with your vocabulary. So people that swear a lot tend to have a lot lower IQ. It's just a fact. So it goes to show society as well. That was a wake up for me to see. Half the messages were had bad vocabulary, and they were banned by YouTube to get in. But the point is, one of those ones, educated, high IQ people that were in there, that could conduct themselves. I mean, I'm not saying, because what they were saying was true. They just couldn't conduct themselves properly. They were swearing and stuff. But so obviously the people with a higher IQ and could conduct themselves properly, with a better vocabulary. One of those guys said, and I can prove this at any time, and I will do in the future. But because I've got the live stream, and I can get that bit out where I read his comment out, and I can repost that. And again, the majority of my subscribers here are, there's about 320 subscribers that I just got from that one over those 4 days where my voice was heard, my channel was pretty popular. So like all of those people that watched that at the time will remember what I said, and they'll be like, yeah, that's right. So but anyway, this guy said in the comment section, he goes, the reason the game is offline for over 24 hours was that there's a problem with the game save, and that people's games are at risk of being deleted. Now everybody in the live cheat, in the live stream, everybody was saying, that guy's just full of it. How does he know? How does he know that? And I says, wait, hold on. You obviously investigate everything, you research everything. And what he said was so specific. That's why I says, and I'm on record saying that like a couple of years ago. I'm like, give him the benefit of the doubt here, because he was saying something very specific, very unusual, and it turned out to be true. So that just goes to show that when when somebody says something that's completely unbelievable, and then it turns out to be true. So that guy was vindicated. That was the reason the game was delayed for over an hour, over a day, was because they'd messed up something in the patch, and that people's gamer tags were at risk, and that came straight from the tyrant himself, Cass. He says, yeah, there was a problem with people's game saves, and we had to fix it. Otherwise, people's game saves would be wiped out. Then there really would have been a huge outcry for the game. So they had to fix that. But anyway, the point I'm making is that guy was right. That guy, he must have had inside information, or he must have either worked for Sony, seen I had a hugely popular live stream, and got the information out there, because he could see how angry people were, and we're angry for a reason. This game has a 2.0 Metacritic score from the fans, because as I mentioned earlier, we don't have the cars that we used to have. There was a bait and switch, pay to win aspect of the game, which is so evident. I'll get into it just now, because again, this is just a quick live stream, and I'm about to go off for the Sabbath. So that's in 3 minutes. I'm going to finish up my point quickly. But these games are designed, and not just this game, but the game industry in general is designed to take every last minute. So when you get home from work, or whatever you're doing, you've got to spend so much time in these games just to get the cars. I'll illustrate this as well. So I did have a plan to race the Evo, but there's not enough time for that now, because I've been highlighting these problems. But at a later date, I'll make a proper live stream what I did with that really popular one, a couple of years ago, and I'll clarify everything quickly, and I won't have the music in the game to copyright the live stream. But so here's a perfect example. I've level 50. I'm maxed out this game. Go to my videos on YouTube. I'm a verified top 100 driver in the world, well within the top 100 in the world. And Forza, Dirt, the highest I've got in this game was 399. But I only hot lap for a couple of days. That was on the Super Formula car round Fuji. And then people are saying, "Oh, he's slow," blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, well, there's 399 in the world, so those people very quickly shut up and they actually removed me from their friends list because they were calling me slow. Then I proved I was ranked 399 in the world at this game. But I was actually ranked a lot higher because some of these guys have got 5 different gamer tags, so you could say I was probably about 250 in the world with all that's how they operate. The fast guys have got multiple gamer tags to demoralize those below them. Trust me, I know that. I know some of the fastest racers in the world. And in some cases, the fastest racer in the world in some games. But here's an example. I can't even afford this car. I've had this game for years. It's 20 million credits, but I can just spend, 15? What did we figure it was earlier? £16. I can spend £16 in real money and have this car just now, and unfortunately, a lot of people do that. But that's an example where over years of gameplay, I don't even have some of these cars because I don't have the time. Well, I do have the time, but it's just such a grind to get 20 million credits. If you were to get 1 million credits an hour, which you have to use a glitch for, you can see that's like 20 million. That's 20 hours to get the 20 million credits. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get off for the Sabbath. Have a good weekend, and I will come back and absolutely expose this game for the horrendous treatment that it gives us to the users, and it's just disgusting how they treat us. And wait, hold on, just before I go quickly, I'm going to show you this total joke of a thing. There's like 30 or 40 cars in this game that nobody would ever drive unless they were just taking the mickey out, just doing it for a complete joke. Look, there's one there, an example. If you think that's bad, I told you this was going to get worse. Look at this thing. Toyota Hiace van. Who's going to drive this thing? When it's like give us the Escort Cosworth, give us the Vauxhall Calibra Turbo, give us the Nissan R390 Road car or Le Mans car, give us the BMW M3 GTR. This is just disgusting, So anyway, have a good weekend, guys. I'm going to go off for the Sabbath, and I'll talk to you. I'm going to go further into detail with this in the future. Right, see you later, guys. God bless. Bye.